Have you ever wondered why some people walk into a room and instantly capture attention? Yet, it's not because of their looks, their money, or even their style. Something deeper, something magnetic. That thing is what we call a beautiful personality. Now, here's the twist. Having a great personality can often feel overrated and underrated at the same time. Some people use it as a backhanded compliment, like saying, well, at least you have a good personality. But in reality, it's off the most powerful traits a person can carry. Being beautiful may turn heads in your direction, but having a beautiful personality is what makes those heads stay. How do you know if you have this rare and captivating trait? After observing people who truly embody it, I found clear signs that reveal whether you have an attractive personality that people can't resist. Let's break it down. 1. People are always drawn to you. A beautiful personality makes for an attractive person. And no, I'm not just talking about physical appearance. When you have this quality, people just feel good around you. You become like a comforting presence in an otherwise stressful and dizzy world. Think about it. How rare is it nowadays to find someone who makes you feel calmer, lighter, and understood just by being there? And here's the best part. It's not always about romance. Some people can't even explain why they like being around you. They just gravitate toward you naturally because your energy feels safe and refreshing. So if you've announced that people genuinely enjoy your company without you needing to try, that's the first sign. You may have a beautiful magnetic personality. 2. YOLO. Often, being funny doesn't automatically equal having a beautiful personality, but those who do have it know one of life's most underrated skills. The ability to laugh at themselves. Why does this matter? Because laughter shows emotional maturity. It means you don't take life or yourself too seriously. And trust me, that's incredibly attractive. People with this kind of personality can bring lightness into heavy situations. They laugh with you, not at you. And they encourage you to find joy even in small, silly moments. Think of the last time you were with someone who could laugh at their own mistakes or turn a stressful moment into a funny story. Didn't it make you feel closer to them instantly? That's the power of a beautiful personality. 3. You have great listening skills. Here's a trait that people don't talk about enough, but it's one of the most powerful. When others are drawn to you because of your personality, something amazing happens. You become a great listener. And that's not just hearing words. It's truly making people feel hard when someone with a beautiful personality listens. You can feel the sincerity. If you don't feel judged, you don't feel rushed. If you feel like what you are saying matters, talking to Zeman like this never feels boring. You don't have to put on a mask or hold ourselves back. And in a world where most people just wait for their turn to speak, being a genuine listener is a superpower. If people naturally open up to you, if they share their secrets, their worries, their dreams, it's because deep down they trust your energy. And that's another undeniable thing of an attractive personality. Now pause for a moment and think about this. How many of these signs do you already see in yourself? Or maybe you're thinking of someone in your life who has these exact traits. Keep that person in mind, because as we move forward, these signs will get even more powerful and you may discover hidden strengths in yourself that you never realized before. For people have positive first impressions of you. Think of a beautiful personality like natural makeup. It enhances everything without you even entering. When people first meet you, they didn't need hours to figure out you're a genuine. They feel it instantly. That's why people with beautiful personalities always leave a lasting positive impression. And here's the key. They don't even try to impress. They're not calculating every word, rehearsing every move, or forcing a smile. Being authentic is just their default. And because of that, they don't worry about putting their best foot forward because their best self shows up naturally every single time. Remember this. People may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Others walk away from their first meeting with you feeling seen, respected, or inspired. You have a personality that people remember long after the handshake. 5. You're patient with others. Let's be real. Patience is rare these days. We live in a world of instant gratification where everyone wants results now. But a beautiful personality, it doesn't rush. People with patience don't explode when life gets frustrating. They don't snap at others just because something took longer than expected. Instead, they give situations and people the time and space they need. Why is this so attractive? Because patience communicates strength. It shows you're not controlled by irritation or ego. It shows wisdom, understanding, and a level of self-control that's hard to come by. When you're patient, people feel safer around you. They know you won't judge it harshly for making mistakes. And that kind of emotional safety is priceless. It's one of the reasons why people can't help but admire someone with a beautiful personality. 6. Your content with your own company. This one is huge. Loneliness is powerful. It can drive people to chase you toxic relationships, fake friendships, or empty distractions just to avoid being alone. But those with a beautiful personality, they don't fall into that trap. They're perfectly fine in their own company. That doesn't mean they're antisocial or disconnected frauds on Theward. It means they don't need constant external validation to feel whole. They didn't bow down to FOMO, the fear of missing out. Instead, they value their alone time. They see solitude as an opportunity to recharge, reflect, or simply enjoy peace. And here's the beautiful part. They'll even teach youth's value of enjoying your own company. Being around them shows you that you don't always need a crowd, noise, or distraction. Sometimes the most powerful strength is being able to sit with yourself and still feel content. Ask yourself this: can you enjoy your own company, or do you always need someone else to fill these islands? If you're comfortable with solitude, that's another clear sign you carry a truly beautiful personality. 7. Different perspectives don't bother you. Here's something I've learned. Insecure people take everything personally. They need to be right. They want the world to revolve around them. But a person with a beautiful personality, they're different. They didn't believe everything is about them. They don't get easily offended when someone thinks differently. Instead, they're open, curious, and empathetic. When faced with new ideas or perspectives, they listen with hostility. They understand that life is full of different backgrounds, reasoning, and experiences. And instead of shutting others down, they make space for those viewpoints. That's what makes them magnetic, because people feel free to be themselves around them, without fear of being ridiculed. If you're someone who doesn't get defensive, who can respect opinions even when they clash with yours, that's not just emotional maturity. That's a sign of a beautiful, open-hearted personality. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone who made you feel instantly comfortable, like you could be yourself without any masks? Chances are they had one of these traits. But harass thing, we're only halfway through. The next signs will dive even deeper into what truly makes a personal automagnet. Things like self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and initiative. And trust me, these are the signs that separate good personalities from unforgettable ones. 8. You have self-awareness and understanding. One of the most underrated traits of a beautiful personality is self-awareness. When you meet someone who truly understands themselves, you notice it immediately. They don't overestimate their abilities, and they don't pretend to be something they're not. They recognize their strengths, their weaknesses, and their limits. And because of that, they move through life with calm confidence. Here's why this is magnetic. Self-aware people don't waste energy forcing themselves into things they're not meant for. Instead, they focus on what they can do, and they do it well. Being around them makes you reflect on yourself too. It inspires you to take an honest look at who you are, what you're capable of, and where you need growth. And that authenticity is rare in a world full of masks. Someone knows who they are becomes unforgettable. 9. You're in healthy emotional relations. Another clear sign, the way you handle emotions, yours and others. People with beautiful personalities tend to have healthy emotional relationships. And no, that doesn't mean they're emotionless or avoid conflict. It's quite the opposite. They understand emotions deeply. They don't shame others for feeling sad, anxious, or vulnerable. They don't dismiss emotions as weakness. Instead, they make space for them. So when you're around someone like this, you never feel like you need to apologize for being human. And that's powerful because many OFOs grow up in environments where emotions are suppressed or judged. Meeting someone who lets you feel without shame, that's healing. If you'll find yourself building relationships based on emotional honesty where both you and others feel safe being real, that's one of the strongest signs you have a truly beautiful personality. 10. You pay attention to detail. Sometimes the most meaningful moments aren't in the big gestures, they're in the small details. People with beautiful personalities are master self-noticing. They listen carefully, but they also observe. If someone says, "I've been stressed," at work, they'll notice the exhaustion in their voice. If someone smiles, they'll sense whether it's genuine or hiding pain. This makes them deeply trustworthy. Why? Because they may know they'll catch on even to the things left unsaid. And in work, friendships, or relationships, that kind of awareness makes you stand out. Think about it. How rare is it to meet someone who actually remembers the little things you told them weeks ago? Someone who notices the changes in your tone or the look in your eyes. That's the kind of detail that transforms interactions into deep connections. You and your drive and be initiative, not external cues. Finally, the last sign. And it's one of the most impressive. People with beautiful personalities didn't sit around waiting for someone to tell them what to do. They're driven by initiative. They take responsibility, they act, they move forward. Not because they think we're told to, but because they care about results. This doesn't mean they never rest or have fun. They do. But when it's time to step up, they rise without hesitation. That's leadership. That's strength. And it's one of the reasons people admire and trust them. It's easy to sit back and wait for life to push you. But when you're the kind of person who chooses to take action, you will automatically become magnetic because of that energy inspires others to do the same. So let's pause for a moment. Out of these 11 signs of an attractive personality, how many do you recognize in yourself? Remember, beauty fades, looks change, but a beautiful personality that only grows stronger with time. It's the part of you that lives. A mark long after you've left their home. It's having this kind of personality. You don't just attract people, you'll inspire them. You make them feel safe, valued, and alive. And that, Amelia, is true definition of beauty. This is Amelia from Dark Psychology. And I want you to know if you carry even a few of these signs, you already have something far more powerful than looks alone. You have the kind of personality that changes lives. Now, tell me in the comments, which of these signs resonate with you the most? I'd love to hear your thoughts.